Good to talk to you again, Tommy. Sorry, I had dropped the phone.
Not
phone.
to worry. Look, for a Friday afternoon, it is totally understandable, Victor. But but look, quite a lot that's on the radar today. We see some progress as far as public transportation coming out of Tanzania.
Yeah, it's impressive, Tommy, how many African cities, especially the fast-growing ones, including Dar es Salaam, are beginning to prioritize greener systems, transportation system. Rapid Transit Agency of Dar es Salaam, the CEO talking about this project expected to create about 1,000 job opportunities, 255 drivers, among others, belonging to a local company called the Moffat Company. But as you can expect, developed phase two of it, 20 kilometers or so, connecting four parts of Dar es Salaam, the capital, by a Chinese company called Sino Hydro Construction. So, you know what? In the end, China is in Africa to do business, and they are investing a lot, and they need that transit system to work, but also to sell their merchandise. And I think these buses are also sourced from China, 99 of them. But what I like is for every bus that you put on the road, you're likely to remove 4 to 6, even 10 cars. And if you create a rapid bus transit system, you then eliminate the number of cars on the road, and you immediately decrease the carbon emissions and lower the carbon footprint. So it's a good thing. I'm just worried that it seems to be everything is going the direction of one country, and that is China, which already is owed a lot of money by African countries.
And I see that there is the potential here of creating about 1,000 job opportunities from
Yeah,
this operational rollout. But that, as you've noted, is minuscule. It's a drop in the ocean compared to
yeah.
how much has been generated by China, not only for the infrastructure development, but for the buses themselves.
For the buses. Yeah, I mean, $159 million. That's a lot of money. But I suppose, hey, if you are by, that's the thing. China uses the debt that it has in Africa, or against the claims they have, to negotiate some of these deals for their companies, especially the construction and engineering companies that they are doing, and of course to offload some of the tasks. I mean, you and I as South Africans will know how many German and Swedish and other European car manufacturers are closing dealerships when the Chinese are increasingly, I mean, even being sold through some of the traditional dealers like the Mercedes-Benz dealerships. Now you find they are stocking Chinese cars. So it's a real aggressive move by China. And I'm just worried that the negotiations are happening behind the scenes, not necessarily on an equal footing for both countries, because most African countries are indebted to China for the infrastructure development that would have taken place already.
And certainly many would say a missed manufacturing and infrastructural development opportunity there
There you go. There
for
you go.
Tanzania. But also Rwanda agreeing to allow some migrants to enter Rwanda from the United States.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a
Hey,
first for Donald Trump. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and it really has been one of his key priorities.
and it's not the first time Rwanda gets involved in a migrant swap deal, or the swapping of migrants. They tried it. The former prime minister of Britain tried that, and it was challenged by human rights group, and I think it's still in the courts as we speak. And I don't know what the new Keir Starmer is going to do about it, or if he has made a decision. But it's almost Rwanda, as much as we consider it a little overcrowded because it's a small country for the 11, 12 million people it has, still has a lot of room. And because they are able, migrants, Tammy, do build world economies. So anybody who manages to hustle their way to the United States, as they did to Europe, as they did to any other country that is supposed to give them a better life, then they get rejected. But then Rwanda seems to be willing to take them in, as long as the country sending them them to them, are able to give them a bit of money and training to, as they said, as Yolanda Makolo, who's the spokesperson of the government, said, to jumpstart their lives in Rwanda. It's seen by others as a form of, shall I say, slave trade, because you are literally moving people who are desperate, who are not able to negotiate for themselves from a country where they initially tried to migrate to another. But I suppose Rwanda, because of its stability and ability to control crime and secure the people, is able to attract people, and they are hoping to bring people with certain types of skills, so that out of that desperation they can then make them, if you like, loyalists of the government. Because if you are given a lifeline when you are a refugee, you are not going to be going out of your way to betray the country that rescued you, especially Rwanda, which has got such a strong security system.
I mean, looking at Rwanda, this is a great opportunity for them to continue making the money. They did pocket the money that came out of the United
Yes,
Kingdom.
yes,
It was
and,
hundreds of thousands of British pounds. That didn't work
yeah,
out. But hey, they still pocket
yeah.
the money.
They didn't return the money.
And they did
We
not
give the
return.
money, thank you.
Yeah, getting something for nothing. We'll have to leave it at that for today. Unfortunately, Victor, time not really on our side, but really looking forward to us again meeting next week just to break down some of the interesting business stories pertaining to the African continent. Thank you once again.
It's been a pleasure, Tali.
It always is. Thank you. That's Victor Kgomoeswana, author of Africa is Open for Business and Africa Bounces Back. He brings us to exactly 4:59 Central African time, and that is how we